Corvin and the others...
What happened to you?
That damn mine is what won't be the last injury if Ulvin keeps showing those tongs.
Ulvin's got another mine?
Northeast to Chain Scrape. I told Corvin we should stop when the first cave in, but... Ulvin...
How about you slow down? You mentioned you were...
Yeah. A couple days ago, Corvin and the others were opening a new vein while I was checked. As soon as their blast hit, Tom might have dodged it if I wasn't running on barely a spark. We were pushing too hard and too fast.
And you're afraid Corvin and the others might not be as lucky.
Mm-hmm. Hit the nail right on the head.
How come Ulvin's in charge?
Try telling Ulvin that. He brought in all the backing to get him open. Fire and spit. You ask him.
Who's Corvin?
He's their foreman. The kind that knows how to deal with management when it gets unreasonable. But Ulvin... his Corvin's been doing his best to appease him. He even blamed himself for my injury when it...
Sounds like a good guy.
That's why we all put up with the long hours and lousy conditions. But if the whole mine becomes unstable, I'd rather suffer Ulvin's wrath than die...
I could check in on your crew if I'm...
I... would appreciate that.
Spot it. Gotta move. This must be the mine Arnav told me about. It looks like the miners are in trouble.
Everyone got out, right? No?
That looks like the foreman Arnav mentioned.
I promise.
I should check in with him.
Hi.
I'm okay.
Corvin? Arnav sent me. I'm...
Not...
Easy. What happened?
Explosion. Some of my guys are still...
You've done enough. Are you hurt?
I'll live.
I need to know...
We used controlled blast. One of them must have gone wrong.
Hold down, Corvin. I'll do what I can. Gotta find those 2 miners. Quick.
Hello? Can anyone hear me?
One of them doesn't look too good.
I think I'm starting to see things. Is that a Nora?
Refreshing, I guess. Are you okay?
Who are you?
Corvin sent me. Are you hurt?
My leg. I was a little too close to the blast.
What happened?
We were blasting in the farthest tunnel, but the scaffolding didn't hold. It collapsed. I think it blocked the drainage shaft. Water started flooding the place as quick as I drink ale. I barely managed to drag us here.
So something's keeping the water inside the tunnels.
What are you thinking?
I've got an idea. Are there more explosives?
Are you crazy?
Yeah, should still be some up top, but you'll need these fuses.
Are you crazy?
You can't move, and I'm not leaving you here. It's not like she can make things worse.
Don't go anywhere. I need to find whatever's blocking it. Made it. There's the debris blocking the shaft. If I can reach those explosives up on that track, maybe I can blast through the blockage. Maybe I can swim past him next.
You're not happy to see me?
tied to the explosives. I need to find a way up to those explosives. Let's see where this leads. There's the explosives, up on the track. Just have to get across somehow. Might be a good idea to drop that ladder. Trick. Oh, guess that got its attention. Now's my chance! Guess that got its attention. Should probably check on the miners. Make sure they're okay.
She's so dead.
We don't know that! You did it.
I thought you blew yourself up.
Are you two okay from here?
I can get this idiot down. Don't you worry. Thanks, kid.
Better let Corvin know his men are all right. I found the two you mentioned. They're safe, but could probably use a hand. Is that everyone?
It is. I dread to think what would have happened if you hadn't shown up.
I knew we were blasting too much, but the man who staked the claim here, Ulvund, he kept pushing and pushing me. I tried to shield my crew from his constant demands every damn day. I should have been stronger.
You were there for your crew when they needed you. That counts for something.
Ulvund can threaten me all he wants. I am not letting my people back into those mines.
Will you be all right?
Yes. I can take it from here. You are owed, Huntress.
Thank you, Huntress.
Ulvund's name keeps coming
I'll
up,
see the last two make it out.
and it's never good. Sooner or later, someone's gonna have to deal with him.
Thank you, Huntress. I'll see the last two make it out.
Think the forge Corvin thought.
Hey, Mildef. Mildef. I took some of your stew last time I went into the wilds. Kept me going for a week. Felt like I could have put a strider in a sleeper hole.
Enjoy it while it lasts.
Sounds like you're serving up some impressive provisions here.
Not again. You can have the discount too, but you'll have to come back later.
I think you have me confused with someone else.
Olvin didn't send you?
No.
Oh, my apologies. It's just that his minions won't stop pestering me. Now I've even worn out my special grill. Since I'm in the midst of a crisis, perhaps you could skip to what it is you wanted?
Some of your food?
Of course.
Are Ulvin's people causing you problems?
Oh, yeah. They constantly... But the equipment I need to make my signature dishes isn't built... And don't get me started on the Ulvin discount they feel so...
And if you were...
I make meals.
How did you end up in Chainscrape?
Heard about a new and upcoming town at the edge of the... Where there's a town, there's a tavern. So I got myself out here and started... Some of these people had never tasted proper boars and berries. Anyway, next thing I knew, people kept coming back.
Your last customer mentioned your cooking really kept him going. Where I'm headed, I could use some...
I would be happy to oblige, especially since you have the decent... But my special groove grip, without it, I can't cook any... I hate to think what'll happen when I'm forced to refuse, even if I already had the right ingredients. Unless you can source me a temp...
What do you need?
For the ingredients, a few pieces of decent wild meat, and I'd say a big handful of bitter leaf stems. That'll do. As for the griddle... A corrugated metal panel might suffice, until I can have a new one forged. You'd likely find one in a scrounger pile, if you follow the river to the northeast. Don't worry, I'll clean it first. You'll have no issue finding boars and bitter leaf on your way. Assuming you're as much a hunter-gatherer as your clothing suggests.
Thanks, Mildef. I'll keep an eye out.
So that's what gratitude sounds like.
And don't let anyone push you around, okay?
If you say so.
Aloy, change your mind about that brew? Come for that beer after all, eh? Here, sit down. Get a pint in her hand. Wasn't expecting you to swing by.
Since when do I do what's...
Ha! There's that spark. Fire and spit. That's a blast from the... Won't fix the forge, but at least I can forget about...
Like what?
Well, things aren't as bad since you got this place running again. But we still got Olvin grating the gears about his... If you don't put that down, I'll come over there and show you how that game ends. Anyway, right now, I'm just to come all this way and do...
Shadow card your refugees.
Looking for a new home. They're camped out by an old trailhead. And therein lies the problem. A stormbird crashed up on the cliffs, and Talon Cleanbrokers had his eye on the salvage ever. But the refugees mustn't interrupt their sun-scorched ritual. Something about...
Huh. Never...
Yeah, well, these particular shadow... But overall, they're peaceful folk. Not that it matters to Talon. He'll crack some... Maybe you could swing by. Convince him...
So the bristleback...
You're a pig. Blasted things, those bristlebacks. They just showed up one day, rampaging around the valley like they lost some good people. But bless the bellows, you cleared them out and got... That put a dent in Olvin. Now, if only there was some way to smash them all together and...
But how could bristlebacks and the Daunt help Olvin?
2 words. Concession decree. Since Olvin has taken to blame, he's hoping to dig up enough old resentments to get a strike going until the concession's signed. This is just his latest. He's been trying to rile up the workers since the day he rolled in.
About that, I think the bristlebacks came out of Olvin's old mine.
Now there's a spark that could light a fire.
I'm working on it.
By the forge. Grab my ear if you nail it down.
I thought you'd be back in...
Well, after the big battle at Meridian, but realized it was running smooth. Heard about the rebuilding out at Barren Light. Figured been scraping by every...
You could always leave.
And go back east. Besides, someone's gotta be a squeaky wheel for the workers.
What else can you tell me about the Shat?
Well, they don't call themselves Shat, at least not anymore. But whatever side of the sun they're on, they're peaceful through. Don't seem to want for nothing except a place to live, pray, and just enough food.
So they're just camped outside by blocking entry to a wrecked Stormbird, waiting...
Don't rightly know. Should they ever wise up and salvage it? A Stormbird heart, and if they get there first, then by Ostrom law, it's not that Tolan Cleanbroker ever lost sleep over any law break.
Who is this tall...
Just some chuff-huffing pondsman. Got a shop here and lived in Chainscrape since there was a Chainscrape. He and Ulvin go back a ways. Like a pair of coals and a...
So Tolland works for...
Ha! Ulvin might think so. And he ain't the type to let a few refugees get between him.
So about...
Around here, everything.
How'd he end up in charge?
He got here early, like a squirrel smelling a fat nut. He knew rebuilding Barren Light would need stone, and so he jangled purses all over Mainspring, getting investors to front claims on anything in the Daunt that might be worth it. Thing is, all the bankers back home know that this and the Sun King can revoke those claims at any time. That's why he's desperate for the magistrate to sign
this concession decree.
It's pig diddle, that's...
a writ that would put all Osram claims in the Daunt under, even though they're on Karja land. It would mean that any existing ore, stone, and timber claims couldn't be revoked by the Karja. No more risk, no more hesitation for investors back a claim to pour in the shards, and since Ulvund has a stake in all, it would make him richer than a scrapper in a junk heap. Not to mention Chainscrape would become an Osram municipality, so he could buy enough votes to call himself an alderman. He's a sly old badger, I'll give him that. Figures if he keeps up the pressure, eventually the magic...
Well, if I'm up that way, I'll talk to the refugees.
Much appreciated. They have it rough. Don't need Tolland making it...
Petra said Tolland has a shop here in Chainscrape. I could have a word with him first.
You, the machine hunter that bailed out the Karja.
Never heard it put that way before.
What do you want?
Heard you've been hassling refugees up by the cliffs.
Yeah, well, you heard wrong. There's salvage up there. A Stormbird. Nailed him myself with a harpoon here in town. Not an easy shot if I do say so myself. It clipped its wing, and it crashed into the old tower up there. Killed it quick. Yeah, so if anyone's hassling anyone, it's the Shadow Karja filth that's blocking the way up to my claim.
And you're ready to crack some skulls to get to it?
No need. Lunch. Probably all starved before I have to lift a finger.
We'll see about that.
Oh yeah, we will, won't we? Now shop's closed to Karja lovers. On your blasted way.
Come on over here.
find green shiny too often. Dead machines. And a trap. Looks like someone's been trying to keep this trail clear. Those people are under attack.
Hey! You up there! Aren't you gonna help?
Not my job. I'm just here to keep an eye on things for change free.
Ammo's out.
Not looking good.
More machines on their way. Get to safety. I'll handle the rest.
Go, Natasha. I'll help the Nora.
Okay, better. That's the last of them. Better check on the refugees.
Guess the show's over.
Lie still.
Is it bad look?
Shh, now.
Is everyone okay?
Bruised, but not buried. Our order will live to see another.
Are you sure about that?
We're no strangers to. We've crossed half the Sundom with no more than the. And as soon as our Sun Priest returns.
Well, you're better off waiting somewhere else. Your people need shelter.
Chain scrape. Yes. We know it.
Who?
Our Sun Priest.
Okay, and where is this?
He went up to the tower to meditate, and he won't come down until the sun shows him the way to our new. The fallen storm bird is an omen, he said. And of course, he.
I see. And how long do you...
Until he returns. He will return. He must.
Your shadow card.
We are the Order.
The difference being...
When the usurper Avad killed his father, we fled. Our lives there were... Savohar saw lifted us up, protected us from the corrupt... When their rule ended, Savohar... The long night ends, and the... And so he named us the Order of Twilight.
Why didn't you go back to...
Avad is a patricide. We will not... We must walk in Twilight to our new...
Uh-huh. There's an Oseram and chain scrape.
Yes. He was here just... He made all manner of threats.
That's all well and good, but he's got... Sooner or later, his whole game...
Savohar will come through. He always...
You're out of time, Lakasha.
We won't leave him.
Well... Your priest, Savohar.
His meditation can't...
So he does this often?
Well... But he will guide us through...
Sure. But shelter... Look at yourselves. And Oseram thugs are watching you. You're in danger here. You need to...
Our situation... I know...
Let me up there.
But his meditation... If he had...
At least let me check on him.
Yes. The trail up to the tower's fall. Savohar is strong, but it could not...
It rarely is.
Let the Nora pass.
Part of the ladder. Lakasha was right. The trail's in bad shape. This looks recent. Must have broken off when Savohar climbed up here. I think I can reach those beams if I jump against the cliff. Okay, now how to climb higher. Ladder must have broken off after Savohar passed through. I need to find another way up. Might be able to make the jump to the other side. That's a lot of blood. Savohars? He must have hurt himself pretty bad getting over the bridge. It's not looking good. It looks like he left a trail. I can follow with my focus. There's the Stormbird. Getting closer. Machines. Sabahar must have snuck past them. I could probably slip past them. Or take them out. I'll have to find a cauldron out here to learn how to override that. Okay, I think I'm in the clear.